How's it going, guys? We are doing the intake swap today. Now, I don't remember if I did an intake install. I think this was pre me doing a YouTube channel. Man, I can't talk today. But I'm just gonna kind of go over the simple portions of the whole thing. It's honestly super easy. So today what we're gonna be doing is swapping this out. We're going from the K&N to a cold air Inductions SS intake. So we're gonna get a lot more air, so hopefully things will run a little bit smoother. So that's what we're gonna do today, and I'm gonna show you how to take this off, how to put on the SS one, but how to put everything on is gonna be the same. There isn't really gonna be much differences. So yeah, so that's what we're gonna get started on. The car's super hot, so I'm gonna try and be as careful as possible. I have my little DeWalt fan. It's not gonna really do anything, but I'll wear some gloves just to be safe. So the most important thing that we're gonna do, and we're gonna kind of work in a sequence, is we're gonna work this way. So we're gonna take off the filter. We're gonna undo all the bolt points, so that way we can pull this off, and then we'll take these off as well. We'll take off the airflow sensor, and then all the auxiliary piping and stuff like that. First, I mean, you can take this off. I'm not going to, only because I can reach everything with some tools, but we might. Honestly, I'm just gonna take it off, honestly. That way it makes the workspace easier. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna take that stuff off, and then we'll be ready to go. Sweet, so everything's looking good. We got the cover off, and we pulled out, the return here, and pulled out the mass airflow sensor. So that was simple. Now, the bolt for this one here, sorry, had the music playing. The bolt to take off the cover is a T30 or star 30. It depends on how you guys call it, but T30. Pulled out simple. It was super hot. And then this is super easy to take off. You just push this little white piece here on the side, and then you pull it out. And then to pull this guy out, the red tab. I'm sure you guys heard this millions of times, but red tab, pull up till you hear it click, push this in, pops right out. So that's fairly simple. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna loosen these up. Same with these, so then that way we can pull off the tubing, and then we're able to take this off. So we'll just loosen up all the all these what are they, pipe clamps, or yeah, pipe clamps. That's what I'm calling them, pipe clamps. So we're gonna loosen all of them up, even the filter, and then that way we can pull everything off super easy. The tube is off, and everything's been disconnected as well. The one thing I forgot is this one also needs to disconnect, and it disconnects from this one here. Now, in taking off the tubing, I noticed that there was oil, which is more than usual, and it's really weird because inside of the intake it was dry. So outside you can kind of see the residual shininess of it, but inside of it, I don't know if you can see that, it's dry. So I'm not too sure what is going on, but it seemed to be stuck in here from what it looks like. I'm not sure exactly what happened, but I also did notice a bunch of what looked like oil all over here. So I'm wondering if maybe somewhere along the line, someone was spewing oil or something like that, and maybe got on the car or on the floor. I mean, I'm not sure. I mean, there was some in the throttle body. I mean, blow by is common, but I don't know, seems like a little too much for comfort. So I'm not too sure what's going on. Yeah, it's definitely gonna be something interesting. I'm not sure what the issue is. I need to clean this up too. I meant to do that a long time ago, but I haven't had the chance to. I need to get some zip ties. But yeah, weird. I'm not sure exactly what's going on, but yeah, we'll just continue going with it, and then I'll keep an eye on it just to make sure that there's nothing else weird going on and that everything's looking good. So now it's taking this off. I can take that off because I already loosened it up, and we can take this off. So we'll go ahead and do that. It's out. So everything's here. This is all nice and cleared out. So let me start. Okay, so we got everything out. We left the grommets in there so that when we put the new one in, it'll stay in there. I don't know if it's going to come with new ones. I honestly didn't check, but we'll just work with it. So everything's out, and just to give you an idea, these guys here, you can use an Allen wrench, or in this case, I used a T25 to get these out, and this was in here, and they bolt from the back over here, only one side, and then these guys right here are 10 millimeter, so that'll be pretty easy to get that out. And don't forget to take this guy out too, because you're gonna need that guy for this. So it's all cleared out, everything looks good. It's super dirty, but hey, it's gonna get dirty no matter how much you clean it. So now here is the new intake. So here is the glass covering that goes on top. It's in really good condition. I'm gonna move this out of the way so I do not step on it by accident. And then this is the new box with heat shielding. It's a little dirty, but you know, it happens when you buy secondhand. So this is gonna sit like so, like that, and then piping, bam, and you just put it back together. So putting on the K&N one is exactly the same as doing this. Just different parts for the most part, but it's all the same. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna try and get everything together and make sure it all fits. I always run into issues like normal, but it's a small one. So most of it's in. We've got the heat shield, and we've already got the mass airflow sensor in, along with the piping for it, and we pretty much got everything else ready to go. The only thing that I'm having an issue is the I believe it's the vacuum line, and I need to go from this to, or no, I need to go from this to this. So it's a gigantic jump. So I gotta run to the auto parts store to go get some pieces for it. But the good thing is that everything else is good to go. So the piping's all gonna fit. I figured out how I'm gonna get this piping here to fit, and then I'm using a coupler to go from the bigger tubing to the throttle body with no issues. So that's gonna be simple. It's just doing this part now. So we're gonna move the car so we can get those parts, and we can make sure we can get it nice and snug. Also, we're gonna buy smaller ones of these and do it on all the piping, so that way we don't run into any issues of leaks or anything like that. But for now, hoping the car's gonna start okay and I'm able to move it out real quick. I am gonna get a check engine light because the map sensor is going to read different than what the car itself is going to read, but that's okay. I mean, I'm only pulling it out a few feet and then pulling it back in so we can get Chelsea's Jeep out, and then we can run over and grab this stuff. So we're going to go and grab that, and then once we're done with that, then we'll finish this up, throw the tune in, and pray. back from the store and had to jerry rig a couple things, but it's okay. So we got it all in. We just got done putting the tune in. So before I start the car, I want to show you guys real quick. We had to push the car out because the car didn't want to stay on. So it's in. As you can see, clearance so far. The only clearance issues I'm having is this, but honestly, I mean, if it becomes an issue, I'll figure something else out, but for the most part, everything, I mean, I think that'll be okay. I mean, the fan, as far as I can tell, is not going to be an issue because this is a silicone pipe, so it's going to mold a little bit to this, but we'll find out once the fan kicks in. But yeah, we had to do a little bit of ingenuity to get this to work, but I mean, whatever it's going to take to work, it's, you know, got to do what you got to do. But no leaks as far as I was able to tell. I closed both ends. I blew on one end and nothing came through. I tightened this up as well just to make sure this was going to be nice and, you know, there's going to be no leaks on this end either. I mean, this is on there pretty tight, and there's also a ring around here that I'm sure is going to seal it because it's on there pretty good. Like, you can't pull this off easily. Yeah, but other than that, everything looks pretty good. So we're gonna go ahead and start it up and hope. We're gonna hope. So let's see. Here we go. The usual. It always does that. All right, here's a real one. Far so good. All right, no check engine lights. We're gonna let it run for a little bit. It's looking good. Let's go and check it out here. Everything's looking good. So far, no issues. I don't hear anything weird. Check one more time, make sure there isn't any check engine light. Yep, nothing. Okay, we're gonna let it run for a little bit and then we'll see and make sure it's all good. We're on the test drive right now. We're testing everything, so we want to make sure everything sounds good. There's no weird lights that come on, and I'm testing it as if I'm driving every day. So far it sounds great. No weird issues as far as I can tell. The revs seem to be really smooth, honestly. The car feels like it's idling better. I mean, it just could be coincidence, so I'm not trying to go too deep into it. But so far so good. I'm probably just gonna do a quick, you know, highway run, and you know, on my way back, I'll just feel it out and see how the overall feel of the car is. The sound is the same. The fan hasn't kicked on yet, so I don't know if the silicone tube is going to be getting in the way of it, which would be a problem, but I will figure something out to make sure that it doesn't hit the fan, so I don't run into any issues. So if you're cutting the silicone tube, I might just get another hose clamp and then maybe close it a little bit, so that way I don't run into any of that issue as well. So far, I mean, everything's running really smoothly. But yeah, we'll see once we get on the highway. So far, so good though. so far it's hitting really, really good. I'm gonna do it with the windows down. Hopefully you guys can outside of the wind noise. Gonna do another highway pull. I'm gonna do it a little bit harder this time. And we're back, and there you have it. That's it. So the car is running great, as you saw, and then hopefully as you can hear, it's not having any issues. It's not, doesn't sound weird as far as I mean the fan had to have come on, but I didn't hear anything. I'm gonna check to make sure that clearance is good, but as far as I can tell, actually let's check, because I still have to put this back on anyway, which is easy. But let's check right now. So, yeah, the fan is rubbing against it, so I will have to figure something out. I think what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to cut some of the tubing on this end so this can slide in a little bit further, and that's what I'm gonna do right now. I'm gonna get, just get that taken care of, so I don't have to worry about that later, and then run into issues where this gets cut and then I have to find a new tubing, and that just defeats the purpose. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and then we'll close this up. So we'll go ahead and get that fixed. We fixed it. So as you can see, now we have a better gap, so the fan can spin freely with no issues. I've still got to figure something out about that. I might just leave it, honestly. I mean, there's nothing much else that we can do, but so far so good. Everything looks good. I'm gonna put that back on, but yeah, I'm gonna check this periodically. So I was able to cut this part here, and it fit. Now I didn't just put this on there. I do have another coupler underneath that just happened to fit perfectly. So you will have to do that. What the measurements are, I should have checked before I put it on, so I apologize. But you will need to put a coupler because that throttle body is way too small for this. So yeah, you're definitely gonna have to do your homework and figure out which coupler you'll need. But for the most part, that's pretty much it, guys. Again, thank you again for watching. Make sure you have all your parts, so you don't have to do this, or make sure that you're able to go somewhere so you can get your parts that you'll need. Like I said, I just got some extra tubing. I was able to cut it, and then fit everything together. That isn't the way to do it. It looks very gross, but for right now, that's how I'm gonna make it work until I can find a different solution to go from, I think it's a 7/8 to, I don't even know what the size is for the car itself. So but so far everything's running great. I haven't seen any issues. I'm gonna check wiring, I'm gonna check clearance. I got some more zip ties so I can zip tie things together, so that way I have more clearance issues from the belt. But other than that, it's just kind of cleanup at this point. So again, guys, thank you for watching. Thank you for sticking around with me, and I'll do an update on the car. I am not gonna do a dyno run on E85. I'm gonna do 91. I feel like a sequence is better, so that way you can see what the potential horsepower gains are within that sequence, and that's how I've been doing it since I got the car. So I'm gonna let the car run for a little bit, and then I'm gonna change back to 91 let the car run for a while. The next dyno run I can do will be in November anyway, so I have plenty of time to switch over from E85 to 91, run on 91 for a while, let the car get used to it, get all the E85 out of the system, then we'll do a dyno run. And then after that dyno run, I'm gonna do a modified tune. So we're probably not gonna do an E85 dyno test for a few months. It's all dependent on how fast I can get the dyno, how fast I can get the data log to Will, and how fast he can get an updated tune back to me, so I can, do another run, and then get true numbers. The base tune, I believe, is not going to give me anything. I believe there can be some tweaks done to make this a lot better. But again, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for your comments. Please feel free to reach out to me with any questions. I'm more than happy to answer them. And, on Facebook, Instagram, here on YouTube. And that's it. Again, thank you guys. I appreciate all of you. And we will see you guys on the next one.